Nigerians urge the political class to guard the tenets of true democracy jealously and to put the collective good above selfish tendencies. The season of cross-carpeting continues as APC welcomes a party stalwart from the main opposition. And Southern Nigerian Governors Forum restates commitment to fiscal federalism. Also on political update today, a special on Nigeria's 61st anniversary development expert says many infrastructural bridges have been crossed. These and more on the lineup. I am Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Welcome. Former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode has defected to the governing All Progressives Congress from the People's Democratic Party, PDP. President Muhammadu Buhari has formally welcomed Chief Fani-Kayode to the governing party.
Hitherto regarded as the foremost critic of the president and indeed the governing APC, Chief Femi Fani-Kayode was received by the Nigerian leader behind closed doors. He was accompanied to the State House by the chairman, caretaker, and extraordinary convention planning committee of the APC, Governor Mai Mala Buni of Yobe State and his Zamfara State counterpart, Bello Muhammad Matawali. After the engagement with the president that lasted about 30 minutes, the chairman, APC caretaker committee, and Yobe State Governor Mai Mala Buni spoke to newsmen.
We are here to present our newest member of the party to Mr. President and leader of the party, Chief Femi Fani-Kayode, in appreciation and understanding of Mr. President's vision and magnanimity.
How did the president receive him?
No, he received him very well. And, Mr. President is a magnanimous leader who shares his vision with anybody who is looking towards greater Nigeria. So he's happy and he received him very well. He commended his courage.
Why APC, sir?
But why not? The point is that I felt that this was the appropriate time to do the right thing, to put Nigeria first, and to appreciate the efforts that have been made, particularly in the last couple of years, in terms of security, fighting insurgency, fighting terrorism, and most importantly is the appreciation of the fact that we must remain one as a nation, build bridges, work together to move the country forward. It's very, very important for us to appreciate the fact that when we see that there are good things that are happening, we appreciate those good things. It's not always negative. And when the time is right, we change direction to join forces and join hands to move the country forward. And doing this doesn't mean we're enemies to anybody. And those that want us to end up fighting one another in a war will be put to shame. And there are people that think like that, and that is what informed me to come here to meet Mr. President. He was very gracious, he was very good to me today, spoke so well, and it's an honor for me to be here, and we will move the country forward together.
What will you be telling those that will criticize you for criticizing APC in the past and now you're in the party?
I'll say that the only thing in life, the only constant thing in life is change. You can't hold me to what I've said in the past if circumstances change, and I will always bow to superior argument and logic. For me, the primary cause today, and let me say this, there's no way I will renege on my fundamental core values and principles. Anybody that knows me will tell you that. I believe in certain things, how the country should be moved forward. I will fight for that from within this party to ensure it's done. I believe in fairness and in equity. But the most important thing for us today is this: we must not allow our country to fall apart based on disagreement and misunderstanding amongst one another.
I am part of all the process, and I thank God for his courage. Very reputable person, and
All right, we shall be joining the network service of the NTA for a live program with the Central Bank of Nigeria Monetary Policy meeting. We'll continue the program. Of course, you would join us in the course of the weekend for the rebroadcast. We're talking about our 64th Independence Anniversary, the development, and of course, the challenges as well. Now, the APC Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee has inaugurated its World Congress's appeal committees to reconcile aggrieved party members after the local government congresses held on the 4th of September 2021. The party's National Secretary, James Akpan Udoedehe, says the Caretaker Committee is determined to leave a united progressive family.
The All Progressives Congress Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee says Members of the party's local government congresses and peace committees have an important role of building peace amongst party faithful. The Governor Memala Buni-led caretaker committee reiterated its resolve to bequeath an APC that is better, united and more accommodating, hence the strategic steps for a national reconciliation of its foot soldiers.
Our party members should not forget that this is a family affair. So as you go forth to your various states of assignment, you must ensure that fair hearing and justice be a guiding principle.
The committee maintained its stance that disciplinary action awaits party members who ignore its internal peace-building mechanism and take disputes beyond the party. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress Legacy Awareness and Campaign, a voluntary think tank group of the party, has commended the federal government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In a statement, the group's national coordinators, Salihu Mohammed Lukman, Director General APC Governors Forum, and Ismail Ahmed, National Youth Leader APC Caretaker Committee, highlight the role of the Economic Sustainability Committee, chaired by the Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo, as fast-tracking Nigeria's exit from the COVID-19-induced recession and as a contributor to the robust 5.1% economic growth recorded in Q2 in 2021. This is in addition to the Poverty Reduction Growth Strategy Implementation Committee, also chaired by the Vice President, to contribute to the federal government's vision of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty within a decade. The APC Legacy Group also notes the approval of the establishment of a 500 billion naira COVID-19 Crisis Intervention Fund dedicated to various programs ranging from health infrastructure upgrades to national public works programs, approving a series of Central Bank of Nigeria stimulus interventions, which has seen disbursement of more than 400 billion naira to over 600,000 beneficiaries.
Femi Gbajabiamila has re-emphasized his commitment to youth inclusion in governance. The speaker shared his thoughts while giving guidance to the APC Youth Lobby Committee.
Far-reaching decisions, important decisions, can only be reached when we have a complete setting. Young men and women of Nigeria are really, truly the future of this country.
We are proposing a progressive institute for the party where the ethos, the character, the mannerisms of the party will be taught to every person that becomes a party leader. There should be code of conduct for every appointed and elected official of what it means to be a progressive.
One of the dividends of democracy is infrastructural development and active engagement between the leaders and the led. Honorable Ogene Ego, representing Amuwo Odofin Federal Constituency of Lagos, joins us now. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm honored to come here once more to see the good work NTA is doing to help us do our legislative work and to communicate to our people.
All right, a lot of people say you are a living testament of Nigeria's evolving democratic culture. Your background is Niger Delta. You represent the people of Lagos, and a lot of people say you're representing them. We wouldn't have done a better job even if it was the Niger Delta. So what has your interaction with your people been like? I'm talking about your constituents now.
Well, I think it has been wonderful, and I want to say that I'm very honored to be the one that is being used as an example of a good democratic form in Nigeria. Like you said, I come from Niger Delta, Urobo to be precise, in Delta State, and today this is my second tenure of representing Lagos. And even then I had represented Lagos as a councillor before, so I'm honored, I'm happy, I appreciate the people of Abuja Odofi, people of Lagos State for giving me this opportunity. I can only hope that other states will emulate what Lagos State is doing.
All right, let's move on. This week we saw you on the floor of the House canvassing more infrastructure support for your constituency in terms of decongesting parts of Lagos and what that will mean also to your constituency.
Yeah, let me tell you that Lagos is very dear to me. Just as my constituency, Amuwo is very dear to me. Today, if you look at Lagos, the place is jam-packed. You find out that trailers are blocking road, containers are blocking the road, And oil tankers are blocking everywhere. Sometimes a journey that should take 5 minutes takes you 2 hours to go. That's because all the roads are blocked. Every part of my constituency, including Apapa Oshodi Expressway, all blocked. What is the reason? The reason is that Tikala port brings out a lot of containers every day. And all of them, when the ships deliver them, they are cleared, they join in the blockage of the road. Then in Satellite Town, where in Ijegu, where you have over 50 tank farms, and Kirikiri, all of them load various fuel tankers. And these fuel tankers, they join. Some of them, over 1,000 of them, park on the road. And so no matter how much you expand the Lagos road, no matter what you do, the hold up will still be there. And my being on the floor is just to correct that. Because like I said, the railway station, the railway is being extended to Apapa Port. And from Apapa to Kano, where they are doing is over 2,000 kilometers. Now, the most important stretch of it is to Tika Airport and the satellite port, where you have all these tankers. If you can extend it to that area, the problem of Lagos is half solved. And if you are already doing it for 2,000 kilometers, why can't you just extend it for less than 50 kilometers in that place? And once you do that, all the oil tankers, you will not see them on that roads. The railway will carry all this to the north and other part of the country. And then the containers also that are not being utilized in Lagos, all of them will also follow the railway. This is something that planners have not really looked at. And my appeal on the floor of the House is that they should extend it for that short distance so that we can get the full benefit of it. By doing that, we save trillions of naira, in terms of money you spend in road repairs, etc., etc. So this is about Lagos, it's about Abu Odofi, it's about our people. And in fact, it's about Nigeria. That is why I moved that motion. And I must thank the National Assembly that the 360 members all agreed with me. And of course, it has been approved, and a letter has been written to Minister of Transport and to Nigerian Railway Corporation to include it in the 2022 budget so that we can have a relief in Nigeria, a relief in Lagos, so that Lagos and the Nigerian roads can be saved of this problem. Where tankers fall on the road, burns, people die, etc., etc. Once the railway is conveying them, all this problem will be solved. And I'm happy that motion was moved.
All right, we'll come to your constituency interventions very shortly, but we need to take this in. Today we start our special series on Nigeria at 61. We spoke to 61-year-old Umaru Shehu Dange, an engineer by profession. Umaru Shehu Dange says there are tangible signs of progress in the nation, but the tempo must be sustained.
Incidentally, I'm also 61 years old. So when somebody reflects at 61, it is a matured age. There's a lot of expectation, which we should be feeling and seeing nationwide. In terms of development, 61 years as a nation, even as a human being, is enough to show some of the goals, some of the developmental inputs and outputs on the ground. So when you're talking about Nigeria, for the last 61 years, we have seen a lot from the colonial investment and the infrastructure development to our own homegrown development through various governments. We can say generally that it's not what we have been expecting, but all those things I think are some of the challenges various Nigerian governments have encountered, which draw down the development. But the current situation is trying to reverse it, because you can see the development trend now in terms of agriculture. A lot has been done to bring the agriculture to the forefront of national development, even with focusing on having a good input on the GDP of Nigeria. When you look at roads and other transport infrastructure, it's also commendable because before we only have one bridge. Now we're talking about we have only one bridge to link the west and the east and other Nigeria, which is one Niger bridge. Now we're having second Niger bridge. It's a good development. When you look at the north, also we have a lot of investment on the road infrastructure. Talking about Abuja, Kaduna, Kano Expressway up to Katsina, now maybe up to Maradi. For now, work is ongoing on to reconstruct those critical infrastructure to give value to money and also to assist the citizen for easy transportation of goods and services and human traffic. So government is doing a lot to reverse the situation of slow growth in the infrastructure development, slow growth in the political development, and also in the educational sector. When we graduated, we were only few. Now Nigeria is turning millions of graduates out of school. The number of universities before is few. Now we have a lot of universities, both public and private, which is also is a developmental progress in the Nigerian context. Now, what we look forward to see is the sustenance of this growth, so that we don't fall back again in the slow growth, but we should have a bottom line. We have a line that we should not go below. We should, from this moment now, we should have a mechanism in place to ensure there is no reverse in this achievement, to ensure that we have a continued growth in both social, political, economic, and infrastructural development in Nigeria, so that Nigeria can be on the path of growth.
We're still on political updates, a special independent series there, and Umar Shehu Dange giving us his nuggets. We're still here with Honorable Ogene Ego, and you were espousing on the economic aspects of your interventions, especially the rail. Now let's look at the economics itself. That intervention, if it's made, as already you said, the letter has been written already to the ministries and concerned and the agency, which is the Nigerian Railway Corporation. In terms of Naira and Kobo, where what savings we'll be having, and especially in terms of also having a new lease of life for people living in that access.
Yeah, my brother, let me tell you, from Tika Island to Trade Fair, where you have the Aspanda market, where you have the Balogo market, where our Igbo brothers and others trade, it's a distance of less than 10 kilometers. The cost of hiring a trailer to clear a container, the transport should not be more than 150,000. But sometimes it costs as much as $1 million. What is the reason? The gridlock in the road is such that sometimes the container can sleep 2 days on the road. And so by the time the receiver of the importer receives it, of course, we factor the cost of transport into whatever is selling. And this leads to inflation. You can imagine a container that is coming to the north, the Lagos road, delays its movement. A container that is supposed to get to the north within 2 days, sometimes it takes about 5 days, 7 days. All those days, the importer is paying for the cost of transportation. The cost, obviously, will be transferred
to the goods.
To the goods. And so when you see the price of things go up, it's not just the rate of the dollar. Sometimes the dollar goes up by just 5 naira, and then you see the price of things almost doubling. What is the reason? Most of it is as a result of the port that is blocked, the means of transportation that is not modern enough. So if this railway is extended, of course, as an importer in Kano or anywhere in the country, all you need to do is just to book the railway. Once your goods come out, you put it on the railway. It moves to your destination and drops it for you. And that way, there will be fewer containers on the Lagos roads. And those ones that are going to Trade Fair and going to other markets in Lagos can get there easily. So the price of things will fall. And mind you, we're talking about a railway line of about 2,000 kilometers. Now we are talking only about a section of less than 50 kilometers. And that will solve so much problem in Lagos, so much problem in the country. And it will help prices to come down. It will help our economy. And I'm happy that the National Assembly have seen it as such, and this motion have been passed.
All right, let's move on very quickly before we come for the last line. The Southern Governors Forum rose from its meeting this week in Enugu, restating its commitment to fiscal federalism.
It was the third meeting of the Southern Governors Forum hosted by Enugu State, where 16 out of the 17 members attended. After about 5 hours, the governors emerged from the closed-door meeting, and the chairman of the forum, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State, read the communique.
So the meeting resolved to support the position that the collection of VAT falls within the powers of the state.
The meeting also reiterated its positions on open grazing and zoning of the presidency to the region in 2023. The governors expressed their satisfaction with the issues around the Petroleum Industry Act and the ownership of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, by the larger Nigeria Governors Forum. The forum is also seeking to use the regional security outfits to share intelligence to enhance security in the region. Appreciating the host governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State, the forum announced Rivers State as the venue of their next meeting in November 2021.
Before we go to come to our last line, second term representing your people, how has it been? Challenging, fulfilling?
Yeah, it's been challenging, and my people have been quite good to me. Since I became a councillor, elected councillor in Lagos, they've continued to vote for me. And I appreciate that. That's why when I see an issue that affects them, I take it headlong. Like the issue of the railway we're talking about. Imagine the number of containers that fall on the road. Imagine the damage that is done to the road, damage that is done to human beings. When there's fire on the road because a tanker, there's an explosion. You know, when a tanker has an accident because the roads are bad. All this affects the economy, it affects my people. Today, my people cannot just leaving my two to go to satellite or to go to Festac. You can hardly do it because all the roads are blocked with containers. If you live in Festac, you want to go out, it's a terrible, you have to think twice because all the roads are blocked. And all these containers are supposed to be going outside Lagos. And meanwhile, they are sitting in Festac there. What happens?
The gridlock.
The gridlock. At the end of the day, price of this go up and the common man suffers. So now that I'm lucky my people are continue to elect me, it's my duty to let Nigeria know where the problem comes from. And like I said, we only need 50 kilometers extension of the rail, and then half of Nigeria problem of roads is solved. So I'm honored.
All right, that has been a political update for today. Many thanks to Honorable Ogene Ego, representing Ward of Federal Constituency of Lagos. He's talking about infrastructure development, especially the rail, that will lessen the wear and tear on the road, and of course will bring some livelihood to its people as well. And we want to thank you for being a part of today's broadcast, watching live on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority, where we give you the very best of news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Like I always say, play your politics for the greater good. Bye-bye now.